Hello world, this is Talkin Live. Welcome. But we have a lot of things to talk about, like, for instance, the tariffs on China set to raise at least 104% on Wednesday. White House says. Well, I don't know. I started doing business in China and all this out. That's terrible, ain't it? Don't you think that's terrible out there? But we appreciate every one of you tuned in. If you got something you want to talk about or you want me talking about, or you got a question you'd like to ask me, I don't know everything, but I just about do. And what was the name? I was going to do a show with. Anyway, he said he was, well, actually, he passed away, an English guy. But we have a lot to talk about, a lot of things that's going on in the country today, and I just can't believe I'm reading what I just read. Also, it says Talkin Live started streaming on Rumble. So we're on Rumble too. So everybody, if you can't catch us on TikTok, you can catch us on Rumble. And we just keep rumbling around on all the other prominents, and we are looking for more to go on too. We got some cable companies are going on, and I just want to announce to everybody, be sure to watch us on EPB Television Network down in Chattanooga, Tennessee, the cable system. We're on there, and we're on Roku and all the other stations that we can get on. We talked to them in Chatsworth, Georgia, about going on the cable system. There's so many people we want to do and reach. And I do like TikTok, but I don't see how the Chinese could get any more information off TikTok than they could on what do you call it? Facebook. Ain't that right, Jeff? Ain't about the same. They say that we're giving away all our information. You know, I'm worried about my information my government's done to give everybody. They give China the knowledge of the rare earths, and then they're worried about somebody talking. Our government did. Obama did it.
I mean, Google's got it already. Every time I go somewhere, I see an ad for somewhere I might have looked at something. So they've already got it. So I don't know what it matters that Chinese got it too.
Well, it's the technology they give them. We had a mine out west, and they was mining rare earth, and Obama put a stop to it and give it to the Chinese. If I remember right, that's the way it went.
You just can't have no expectations of privacy online. You just can't do it. You just gotta you expect that everybody's seeing it.
Well, I don't know what anybody want to know about me anyway.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't have no top secrets. I have some secrets, but I mean, if you ask me, I'd probably rat myself out. You never know.
If you want to see my dog pictures, okay, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, you want to see my dog's picture? Don't hold it. Oh, I want to see your dog's picture. Oh, he's got a sweet little dog. Pumpkin just loves her. They knock down, drag out around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to watch them, and they knock the cameras over and everything. They believe in having fun, buddy. America believes in having fun, but they have the wrong kind. We have the wrong kind of fun a lot of times, and it gets us in trouble. Just like the Democrats was having fun on all that money that they was scheming, and they allegedly they was scheming and allegedly, and they was taking all that money and wasting it, throwing it here and there, and all that kind of stuff. So Now they're not playing no more. They don't play the games no more. The gravy trains stopped on one spot of the track. They ain't going to move no more. Not that you get back in there, Democrats, but I don't care. I really don't care about all this stuff that's going on that I can't do nothing about. It bothers me, but what can I do? I mean, just go on, take it as it comes. You know, I had to take it when Biden was in there. We all had to swallow everything he put out. And all them judges, you know, that he put in office, all them wanted to stop, you know, anything that was good for the country because they're just as low down as he was. So, but Biden's done lost his mind, so let's don't worry about Biden. Poor fellow, I feel sorry for the guy. And because I'm old, and sometimes I can't remember a lot of stuff. You know, we can't make fun of everybody. Don't make fun of him. You know, he done some things that's funny, but we don't want to make fun of him of his situation or his sickness. We don't want it could come back on you. I don't like to make fun of people. Now, I might kid around with somebody. They do me, you know. A lot of these people call me or they text me and ask me, how much did I drink today? Well, they're kidding with me because that's a kidding with me because I don't drink, see. I'm just who I am. I ain't like some pretender, great pretender. You know that song, I'm a Great Pretender? And you know that song, Matt Davis song, oh, I just love myself every time I see in the mirror and all that song. Yeah. That's the way the world is today. They look in the mirror and they think, well, oh, ain't that man? Oh, he's so beautiful. And oh, I'm so proud of you. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what the Democrats done for a while, and they found out they was looking at the wrong mirror. And they didn't see their real self. They thought they was doing something for the country, or they pretended. They more pretended like they were. And a lot of people swallowed it. Now, I seen a guy that sent me a comment, and it was on, he'd watched one of my shows, and he was talking about, what about January the 6th? Well, what about January the 6th? Your Democratic people were expressing their feelings about Elon's cars, right? Or was it because they hate him? Was that the reason? And they destroyed stuff, and all them people in Washington State, Oregon up there, and they're destroying cities and burning police departments. Boy, in here, nobody went to jail, nobody nothing, but the people that really wanted America to be fair and treated right, and I don't hold to all the violence that January 6th did the people. But they was giving a statement. See, it's called a statement. When you get out there and protest, it's a statement of how you feel about what's going on. But when you destroy private property and a cop shoots a woman just standing there, not doing nothing like it was January the 6th, he was a great hero. Now, he was a hero. He shot that woman while she was standing there not doing a thing because she was just in the mix there. If that would have been a Democratic person standing there and they got shot, it'd have been a big deal, wouldn't it? But she was there. She happened to be there. And some of these people that were there January 6th, they was just passing by to see what happened. They got it in the mix. What I understand, allegedly, according to all the Democrats in the committee that brought up January the 6th. Everybody was a criminal. There was cops killed. There was people wiped out. And it was as bad as the Civil War, and it was bad as Pearl Harbor, and it just got so bad. Oh, it was so bad. But what they done in Oregon, all these big cities destroying stuff, looting and stealing and burning and all that, that was just a protest. Maybe January the 6th was a protest too, wouldn't it? So don't start sending me things trying to skew your destruction, your criminal works destroying private property and compared to January the 6th. Don't send me that stuff. I mean, that's your right, and I'll look at it, but I don't agree with it. And I, as an American citizen, watched that, and I didn't agree with it. I thought it was out of place. It wasn't kind of thing I would have done. And it's like I tell these people in these games, ball games, these women, quit playing. The big shot won't make no money, and they won't put those transgenders in the game with you. That's right. When they have a big game come up and they sell a bunch of tickets, you say, hey, if he's going to be in there, we ain't playing. And then they'll put a stop to that. They'll put a stop to this. Insisting on transgenders to play ball with the women. That's what the problem is. They've been playing ball, but they ain't been playing ball with a game. Anyway, don't get into it too much more. Too much conversation can turn really nasty when you're talking about it sometimes. There'll be good times coming. There's good times coming. But right now we're in kind of a slump because half America was given away in the last 4 years, and we were invaded by aliens and immigrants, and I don't know, they said that we had flying saucers, but I never seen one. Maybe they got a big check. That's why they come. You never know. Biden was paying everybody, giving them all that money. Well, he might have given some aliens some money. You never know. He might have built them a couple of ships for $2 trillion just for a friend, to be a friend. We don't want to be your friend if we have to pay you off. We don't want to be your friend. If friendship is bought with $1, then it ain't worth nothing anyway. And that's what the Tariff's on. We've been friends too long. We've been bowing down and bending over too long. And it's over. I hope it's over. And we put up with it all these years, and somebody gets in there in the office that want to put a stop to it, and I mean, it just messed up everything for the ones that getting the payoffs. I guarantee you that guy that was 130-year-old who got that Social Security check, he don't want to live no more because they cut his Social Security off. Reckon, Jeff?
Yeah.
I mean, he's 140-year-old, and they cut his Social Security off, and now what is he going to do?
Yeah, they don't let them fly either over 100, which is weird.
Yeah, I'd hate to be 140 and lose my Social Security check, wouldn't you? Would you?
I don't even know if they know what it is these days.
Well, I'm saying, according to the Social Security Board, there is some people out there drawing checks, all these big checks, and, that are 140-year-old. I wonder if Abraham Lincoln draws a check. Hey, maybe, when we had him on AI, we should have asked him, do you still drawing Social Security, Abe? I bet I don't know, George might have got one too. He might have got one. Well, I sent my check back. That's what the Reagan did. He sent his check back. He didn't, he wouldn't accept it because he knew it was fraud. But I mean, for you, dig into, it's like a big corporation. See, people don't understand. America's kind of like a big, giant corporation, all right? And instead of, selling, doing stuff like that, of course, the government sells weapons to other countries. But it's like this. They bring in so much money a year. I mean, just think of America. And see, it's the way Donald Trump thinks. He thinks that America is one big old giant corporation with real estate. And, I love that idea of him selling the buildings that the government is holding on to, sitting there with junk in it. Hey, it's, Verizon has buildings right now that have the old switches, the old phone equipment in it, and it's just sitting. And they ain't a benefit of Verizon without they getting a tax write-off for it. But it's just sitting there, and it can be sold and bring in more revenue. I'm talking about even the material in it. Well, that's the way it is with the government. The government has warehouses all over the country. Now, I'm not saying allege. I'm saying it's a fact. They have all these warehouses with junk in them, office equipment, which it ain't worth nothing. Office equipment, I used to sell office equipment. It used to be a day when you could sell office equipment, but use the office equipment, it really is not that great now. You can make some money on it. But they got like computers, they got all this stuff, made with, has gold in it, Did you know that some military batteries are built with silver? They have silver in them. And see, all that right there is set. I mean, I guarantee you this warehouse is full of batteries where the government has not got rid of them and done something with them. I guarantee you. And I wouldn't doubt having gold, silver in them. See, when gold was cheap, they built a lot of stuff out of it because it's a great connector. I mean, it was, it and copper is a great connector. That's why they make, traces on a circuit board with a gold, real fine gold, because it's a good connector. But I'm saying all this stuff is sitting in warehouses, and American people are paying for it instead of selling it to some corporation for millions of dollars and let it go into our government to pay for the things we need in our government. Making, this phone right here. You take this phone right here. If the United States government, which I think they do, they made these phones, okay? Well, they would make them, if it costs, let's say it costs $500, or just say it costs $100 to make it. And the company that made it would turn around and charge our government maybe $1,000 to $1,500 for this phone. That's how it works. And we got, no disrespect to Indian people from India, but they own 97%. They told me, I talked to big people in their government. They told me they own nearly 97% of the hotels in America. And you know why they own it? Our tax dollar helped build them. Our tax dollar helped pay their cost of when they didn't have no resident there or somebody wasn't there. Now, this is fact. It ain't. But see, you talk about waste. If you get out there and you really get in the world, you get in the world like I've been, you know where the waste is. I never said nothing about it until now, because nobody would listen. Now that somebody's trying to put a stop to it, I can talk about it. And you talk about the mafia, they're a bunch of angels compared to our government in times past. Our government put our soldiers out there and use different things to use them like guinea pigs. Our government's done that. I mean, you know, that Dr. Fauci, he's more doctor. My dog's a doctor. He's more like a butcher. Take these dogs and mistreat them and do experimental tests on these dogs. I think they put a stop to that, didn't they, Jeff? The little beagle dogs, they take them and do tests on them and all that. These, chimpanzees and all these, I can understand some of it. But like a bumblebee can't fly. Spend all that money to study a bumblebee. Well, if the bumblebee can't fly, what's them black little suckers flying around my house today? Every spring they fly all over the place. They couldn't figure it out. Can't fly, but it's sure flying around. It's just disgusting to think about what Elon Musk has uncovered. Now, I know the guy ain't lying because he's too tight to lie. That's a tight sucker, you know it? And I know he ain't lying because he'd rather sleep in his office than save $1 by buying a house. That's the story about him. And I can't believe that he would do that, but people enjoy making money more than they do spending it. Some of them do. I mean, there's a lot of people in Hollywood that make millions and millions of dollars. They don't spend it on themselves. You talk about a lot of those out there in California. They spend a lot of money on charity. They put money out, and they help people, and it's when you look and you pick out somebody, like Keanu Reeves. That man, he gives away a lot of money. He don't think he's better than nobody. He walks and rides the subway in New York, which is taking chances on his life. He shouldn't do that. They tell me he's a great man, a real nice man. And, when we interviewed Loretta Swift here, and she's talking about how she helps on animals, raise money for animals, get them operation, and there's Linda Blair, she does that too. And I mean, this is so many people spending money to help others that's got plenty too. But the problem is I always wanted to follow the money. When you give something away, follow the money. I mean, you don't want to give a guy $100, him go get drunk and spend the money. You want him to buy food. All right. But see, that's what's America is always built on the giving. But it's time to stop. It's time to let other countries give to us and help us and not depend on us. That's the biggest problem. They depend on us. My ex-wife, she still depends on me because I take care of her. I mean, I was with her 30-something years, and I remember the good times, and even though we divorced, I still remember the good times, and I take care of her when she's sick. If she needs something, I make sure she gets it. Because she spent 34 years with me, and while I was asleep, she should have killed me. I was such a sorry piece of crap in those days. Done a lot of things I ain't proud of. But there's always one thing I've always had in my heart. If I see someone in need and I've got it, they got it. But we just can't take our, like these freezers, they expect you to take your house payment and give it to them. They're sowing a seed. I sent them a bag of seeds if they want seeds to sow. I mean, you write that check out to them people and you send it to them. Yeah, I bet they buy a bag of seeds. God blesses you for what you are in your heart, not what you give, which is good to give. It's good to help. But my point is, why you judges, you people, or whatever you are, Republican, whatever, Ted Cruz, he's having a fit over the tariffs. But we need to make it happen, because if it don't happen now, it'll never happen. I don't think that Donald Trump should go too far. I think he needs to do it a little at a time, but I'm hoping he knows what he's doing. He's dealt with people all over the world. I'm sure that he knows pretty well what he's doing. I mean, he negotiates. And that's what we need to do, is negotiate. And let them know that we ain't going to support them no more. It's like, and I think I did the last show, I called a Russian friend of mine. He told me Ukraine was the crookedest people in the world. You couldn't even do no business with them at all. I have friends from Ukraine. They're crooked. Not everybody there is crooked, but the biggest part of the government and the organization, the mafia, is crooked. I was out in Vegas. I don't know, I told this story. And I was at Bellagio, and I said to this cab driver, I said, take me over to Caesar's Palace, okay? Mm-hmm. And so I said, take me over there. And when I got into the taxi, the limo, I don't remember which one it was, he took me over and he had this tattoo on his neck. And I said, I know that tattoo, because there are gangs in Russia that has a tattoo on their neck. And I said, I know that guy. We was talking and going on and joking around, and all of a sudden I told him that, and then he had more to say. But I mean, they is criminals all over the world. Don't matter what country it comes to. Russia has their own gangs, and hell's I talked about this before. But I'm talking about giving other countries help. Has to stop and let them take care of their own issues. Now, I like to see the farmers sell grain. I mean, to Russia, wherever, as long as they got, hunger is an awful thing. You ever see all them poor African people down in Somalia and all these different countries, Ethiopia, South Africa, all these people starving to death? And our government has to give money to all those people to feed those people. As you know what happened? The guerrillas and all the gangs down there took it from the people and sold it. And that's what's going on with Ukraine. I would be not afraid to say to you right now that a lot of, the stuff, like weapons, have been going to Ukraine, got sold, some of it, on another market. if I hadn't been around the stuff before, if I hadn't been around the different countries and know how they operate, I wouldn't say this. But I have, and I've seen it. Down in Brazil, all them places, I've seen it. I've been there. And it's time for us to quit giving them money to put in their pocket. If you're going to give, send a crew, a monitor of people to monitor the food, the money, and all that. And it's getting back to the tariffs. We need to have tariffs, but we don't need to go crazy. I think all countries should get together, sit down, and make an agreement on, the tariffs where the people can be took care of in this country. Make it to a point that everybody wins. Now, in tariffs, nobody wins. I mean, the government wins because they don't care if the people starve to death to make their point. But we, as Americans, we know what it's like to do that. Back in the 30s, we know. I mean, we have people here today that know. And we had the stories, we've looked it up in the history, we've seen. Do you want that in your country again? Do you want a depression like we had in the 30s? Well, if you keep giving money away and our country goes broke, it'll be worse now because there wasn't as many people in the United States back then. I understand, as I was saying, this country should be run as a business. And if we can't make a profit for our people, if we can't have enough money coming in for our people to take care of us, then we're in trouble. I want to say God bless you and thanks for tuning in.
The views and opinions expressed on all Talkin Live Show presentations are those